Man, this podcast is actually being recorded on a Wednesday afternoon. Most of you guys will be hearing this on Friday when it hits YouTube. Now, the reason why I'm doing this podcast on Wednesday is because Thursday and Friday I am completely jam-packed. There would be absolutely no way for me to do an off-the-script before we get to Super Showdown. And I want to have something up for you guys before Super Showdown. Mainly the preview and predictions of the show, even though it is not a Super Showdown, it is more like a Super House Showdown. So I have to do this on Wednesday. And that means I won't be able to go into my week in review. Raw, Smackdown, NXT, because obviously I will have not watched NXT by the time I'm recording this. So things are fucked up this week. Thursday, I'm going to be at the New York City Comic-Con. Friday, I'm going to be in Queens for House of Glory's Extreme Warfare event, because I have a job to do. You guys know I do commentary for House of Glory. Saturday, I will be attempting to watch Super Showdown because I have no life. At 5 a.m., live tweeting at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then immediately doing a review after the show is over. And then things will probably go back to normal after Super Showdown. But literally there would be no time the next 3 days to do an off the script and give you guys news and rumors. So what we're going to do here for a slight cold open, and then we're going to go into the preview and predictions. I'm going to weave some news and rumors as it pertains to certain situations and certain superstars into the preview and predictions for WWE Super House Showdown. So that's what we'll do. But the one thing I want to talk about here, briefly, because you guys know how I feel about this. If you guys have been following me on social media, you know I've thrown parades and I've had fucking big celebrations as it pertains to this news. Monday Night Raw draws the lowest rating in the show's history on Monday night. They achieved this feat. They have accomplished this in back-to-back weeks. Last week was the lowest rated show in the show's 25-year history. What did WWE do? How do we make the show worse than it already is? They came right back the following week and beat their old rating. This makes me a very happy individual. Why? I don't hate the WWE. Do you know how many times I have to hear every single week that, oh, JD is a negative asshole? Why are you doing this podcast? Why are you on here? You're a cancer to the YouTube wrestling community. Why do you continue to subject yourself on something that you fucking hate? Go and find something in life that you actually enjoy doing. Let me stop you right there. I actually enjoy making content. I actually enjoy sitting here and speaking to you guys about the truths that other people are not speaking to you about. All because I am shitting on the shows, and rightfully so. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy my job. I just don't enjoy the current WWE product and direction, and I don't really enjoy everybody's fucking sheep-like mentality when it comes to Monday Night Raw and WWE. It's like the blind are leading the blind. Like if someone tells you to jump off the fucking Empire State Building, you're gonna fucking follow him and jump off, knowing that 100 stories down below awaits your fucking demise? Why do I have to be like everybody else in the community who wants to fucking leave their door open for a possible way into the WWE? Why do I have to be a shill? You never heard of people just watching a show and giving you the negative instead of the positive? There is barely any positive to go around on this show. I'm not saying that the entirety of Monday Night Raw sucks, but out of 16 segments, when 1 or 2 is good, that doesn't make a good show. It doesn't. And that's how blind people are. I am here to open everybody up to the fact that this show fucking sucks. And the ratings prove it. I don't want to hear about the fucking laundry list of excuses you have as to why Monday Night Raw is fucking sinking lower and lower every week as far as ratings go. First of all, I don't believe I have to use this analogy again. I am not doing something that I don't enjoy. I love professional wrestling. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in the industry. I love professional wrestling. And if everybody wants to say that I'm negative, maybe you should start watching my NXT reviews where I am not negative. And maybe you should start watching the Mae Young Classic reviews and the coverage of the Mae Young Classic. I'm not negative there either. So if everybody that says I am negative on the WWE product, there are things in WWE that actually get me excited. What I'm not excited about is the fucking force-fed bullshit agenda that they're feeding you on Monday and Tuesday nights. That goes nowhere. If you enjoy that, God bless you. God bless you. You might be dumber than I actually realized. First of all, I don't believe I have to use this analogy again. I've been an Atlanta Braves fan pretty much my entire life. Since the days of Avery and Justice, and when they got smoked from the fucking Detroit Tigers, I was a fan of the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves went on to win 14 straight division championships. All behind what is probably, and don't at me, the greatest pitching staff ever assembled in 1996. I haven't seen one pitching staff since then that has even come close to what those guys did. Now, they don't have a world championship to show for it, except for a strike-shortened season that didn't include Denny Nagel winning 20 games. But you guys get my point. After that, when Maddox was gone, and Smoltz was gone, and Glavine was a fucking turncoat, and Chipper Jones was nearing the end of his career, what happened? The Braves didn't go on to win division championships anymore. They made room for the Mets, and they made room for the Washington Nationals. And the Braves were at the bottom of the fucking division, not doing anything, developing their farm system along the way to what you see now. Getting people out of office that need to be in office, etc., etc. Getting the coaching staff right, etc., etc. Now look at them. After all these years of garbage baseball, I now have the pleasure of watching. Now, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen on Thursday night. They may have, lost against the Dodgers. Again, I'm recording this on Wednesday. I don't know. This is going up on Friday. I'm hoping that at this point, when you hear this, they're up 1-0 against the Dodgers. But if I wasn't a fan of the Atlanta Braves, I would not have had the pleasure of watching this team grow and mature and give everybody in the National League a glimpse of what they could possibly do a year older and a year wiser with this postseason experience, take their mistakes and go into the next season, hopefully correcting the wrongs and righting the ship. Maybe making a trade or two to get a fucking starting pitcher. Maybe get Craig Kimbrell back, which I would fucking wish upon a star for. I would not have had the pleasure of watching the Atlanta Braves in the playoffs this year when everybody predicted them to not even be a division winner. Not even be in the playoffs. I would have not had the pleasure of watching them succeed this year and potentially make the National League Championship Series. Now, if I gave up on the team when they were in last place, then I wouldn't have had the pleasure of being here talking about my Braves and watching my Braves perform at a high level. I would not have the opportunity to watch the Braves potentially go to the World Series. So why would I abandon something that I love? I criticized them when they did good. I criticized front office mistakes about, a possible trade here and there not getting done? Why didn't they sign XXX to a multi-year deal and keep them on board? Why are they trying to shave money? And then eventually it led to their demise. If I abandoned ship when they were at their lowest, I wouldn't be here at their highest. I don't understand how many times I have to explain this to people and why this is such a difficult thing to grasp. The people on social media do not think with their brains. They think with their fingers. They're keyboard fucking degenerates. So for everybody that tells me, why don't you shut the fuck up and do something that you actually enjoy, you're a fucking blithering idiot. You are benched. Exclamation point. You do not use your brain in the right way. Why do I watch? Because I'm hoping that when Vince McMahon fucking goes away, that things are actually going to correct themselves. Things will be done the right way. Things will have a little bit more NXT-esque feel to them. Why is everybody bragging and just in love with what NXT is doing? Because they're doing things the right way. They are mixing new school and old school mentalities. They're giving you fucking things that you actually enjoy. Storylines, events, takeovers. Do you want to know why that everybody on NXT television you are so much invested in? From the top all the way to the fucking bottom. It's because we actually have sat through every single week of WWE NXT television and have just been suckered in to these characters, and we fell in love with them, and they are portrayed in a meaningful way. Everybody has a role on NXT. Whether it's Undisputed, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, Street Profits, Heavy Machinery, Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black, Lars Sullivan, EC3, Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, and everybody that is yet to come. Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, etc., etc. Why do we care so much? Because WWE has presented them in a way that makes them feel special. When the B team comes out on Monday Night Raw, nobody gives a flying fuck. When the Revival come out on Monday Night Raw, nobody gives a flying fuck. When Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose come out on Monday Night Raw, nobody gives a flying fuck. Because people know why they are there. They are there to appease one man and one man only, and that's Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns comes out on television holding the Universal Championship, nobody fucking cares. It's because WWE has abandoned everything that makes these talents special, and they want to shove an agenda down your throat and force you to like what they are presenting you. Meanwhile, NXT is putting things out there, trying to build television and trying to build the special feel of TakeOver, and they grab everybody on this fucking NXT train. Hop aboard! Hop aboard! We're doing things in a genuine, organic manner. I guarantee you, for the price of admission, you're going to enjoy what you see and hear. Monday Night Raw is a complete fucking mess. It is a fucking shit show. Legitimately. And the ratings do matter. For everybody that's made excuses about, oh, Monday Night Raw is in the shithole as far as ratings go, but ratings don't matter. Let me see you fucking tell Fox 5, Fox Sports, that ratings don't fucking matter. You think if WWE goes to Fox and they get and the headline reads, oh, well, WWE suffered the lowest ratings in SmackDown's history on Fox 5. You think Fox is going to sit there and be like, well, don't worry, Vince, you'll get him next week. And then this trend continues, week after week after week. Subpar ratings. You think Fox is going to stand for that? Either a night switched, they move from Friday to Tuesday, or Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday, or they just fucking cancel them completely. Now that is probably unlikely, being that Fox is shelling out a hell of a lot of money for WWE television in its current state, which is another fucking thing that I just can't understand. But if you think ratings don't matter to Fox and the USA Network, then you must be a fucking idiot. Oh, well, WWE was still ranked number 3 on cable television for the night on Monday. What the fuck does that mean to anybody? What does that mean to anybody? Because they're ranked number 3? That gives them a pass to produce fucking garbage television? When you know for a fact this show fucking sucks. Well, they're number 3. What does that say? That means that everything else on Monday night is fucking equally as bad. That means there was 2 other shows on Monday night that were worse than Monday Night Raw. NBA, the MLB playoffs, the NFL. These are all excuses. These are all fucking excuses. When Monday Night Raw, 3 times this year, they suffered the lowest ratings in their show's history. Earlier this year was the winter time. Super Bowl was over with. NFL season was done. What was the excuse then? You know, the NFL season happens every year, right? So what happened to the other years that WWE went up against the NFL? And the ratings for those years were higher than they were this year. What does that mean? Does that mean that WWE television is getting worse and worse every single fucking year, every single week, every single month? You better fucking believe it. You better believe it. Oh, WWE now is big on social media. They upload the clips on YouTube and they put the clips on Twitter. Nobody's watching the full show anymore. If this is a mentality that you have, that you don't want to watch the full show, that you could wait a day for it to be illegally uploaded on a wrestling streaming site, or you could wait for the 90-minute commercial-free cut-down version on Hulu, if you could wait, what does that say about the WWE programming that you could wait a day plus to go watch it on some other fucking streaming platform? What does that say about the current WWE product? That means you're not excited to watch it as it happens live. That means you know the show sucks. You want to stay caught up on everything, but you don't want to put in the 100% passion and dedication into watching the show at 8 p.m. like everybody else is doing. Well, me anyway. Everybody else has abandoned ship because they know this show fucking sucks. That's what that tells you. But nobody thinks that way. If you go out of your way to watch the WWE and Monday Night Raw on another fucking service that's not the USA Network live as it happens, what do you think you feel of the WWE product? It's not worth your fucking time. But then these are the people that want to defend the fucking show. Oh, WWE is worth $8 billion. Their stocks are $100 a share. Blow me. Blow me. Get on your hands and knees and fucking blow me. That means nothing to me. That means you're admitting defeat in whatever argument you are coming at me with. Are you seeing residual income from the WWE? Are they giving you a paycheck every week? Do you work for the company? What business is it of yours how much money this fucking company makes? The more money this company makes, the more Monday Night Raws like the last 2 weeks we will be getting. Now, but there's nothing wrong with the product though, right? The more money that they're making from international markets like Australia and Saudi Arabia, the less that's going to go into the quality of these shows. Just look at this month and next month alone. Do you think that the WWE is going to amp up Survivor Series? One of the big 5. Do you think WWE is going to give a shit about the Survivor Series? Of course not. Because WWE is putting on all these fucking shows, one of their big 5 pay-per-views, a pay-per-view that has been built up the last few years as Raw vs. Smackdown, will be another fucking 5-hour house show. WrestleMania is suffering because of these international billion-dollar events that they're putting on. I don't need to see 6 WrestleManias in 1 year in front of 80,000 fucking people. There should only be one show in front of that type of audience. And that is in April. But WWE doesn't care. And they don't care because the ratings show it. I could argue with people day in and day out all day long over why WWE is failing. Everybody wants to use all these excuses, the streaming and the uploading and social media to YouTube and Twitter and all this other fucking bullshit, right? But what does it legitimately say about you and your feelings towards the product? It ain't worth it. Then these are the same people that want to defend the fucking show to me. Oh, Raw was good. They're making $8 billion. They gotta be doing something right. They ain't doing jack shit right as far as television goes. So the next time you want to defend Monday Night Raw or the WWE in general, why don't you fucking think before you actually take your keys and type away like the fucking degenerate that you are? Then you got these people who want to leave the door open for their cocks to slip into fucking Stamford, Connecticut, trying to get a job with the WWE. Apparently WWE doesn't listen. They don't listen to people like me. So why try so hard to speak so positively about the current product? You do realize that it's okay to be negative on the current product. And it's okay because you'll be telling the truth. You would be telling the truth to your audience. Instead, you want to paint a picture where it's sunflowers and singing birds and sunshine and rainbows and the fucking pot of gold at the end of the fucking field. Meanwhile, we get absolute fucking trash on Monday night. Trash. And then you want to sit here and defend the show and find more positives than there are negatives. You, sir, are doing your job incorrectly. You, sir, are lying to your audience. You, sir, have not one iota of a fucking brain cell to talk about professional wrestling. Monday Night Raw ratings draw the lowest in show's history on Monday night in back-to-back weeks. 2.5 million viewers to start 8 p.m., 2.53 million viewers to start 9 p.m., and then the third hour, 2.08 million viewers. 2.08 million viewers. A last hour that included Alicia Fox versus Bayley and a Super House Show Showdown main event featuring 4 guys with the collective age of 207 years old. How many more Hall of Famers do you have in the cookie jar that people are going to come out and see, WWE? The entire roster may be the most talented that this company has ever seen. Yet you push none of them into the spotlight for people to care about. You want to continue bringing back the Shawn Michaels and the Undertakers and the Kanes and the Triple H's and the bullshit report that I read that WWE, you know, the Saudi government is going to pay WWE upwards of $20 to $30 million for The Rock to come into Saudi Arabia next year as the WWE champion. If that legitimately is a true statement and a true story and that happens, then the WWE doesn't give a fuck about the quality of television. They don't give a fuck about their roster. And this is why the ratings are suffering. Their greed, no matter how good of a business model it is, and to the fucking idiot, they're doing good business. But at points and at times, yeah, you could make your money, but don't make it all about the money. The fact that WWE has made this all about the money and the corporate fucking suits and ties are lining themselves up in this lifetime and the next 10 is killing the fucking show. Their love for wrestling is too far gone. WWE is fucking suffering as far as quality goes, but they're making $8 billion and that's all anybody gives a fuck about. And it continues to grow. So for all the people who said that WWE is making $8 billion, $9 billion, $10 billion, the stock is $100 a share, they can't be doing anything wrong. Believe me, they're doing a whole hell of a lot wrong. And all you need to look at is the dwindling ratings on Monday night. WWE's doing right? They ain't doing anything fucking right as far as I'm concerned. Take your fucking $8 billion, $9 billion and shove it up your fucking ass. They could be making that same amount of money with a little bit more fucking care on the quality of their shows Monday and Tuesday night. Nobody thinks. So next time you want to defend Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and WWE as a whole to me, and give me excuse after excuse after excuse about why their ratings are in the toilet, blocked, benched on social media. That proves to me that you have not one fucking brain cell to talk professional wrestling to me. There's a reason why the ratings are tanking, and I don't want to hear the excuse about social media and YouTube and Hulu and all this other shit. Think. I'm still here. I'm still leading the charge. I'm still captaining this fucking ship on Monday night. If I was so disenchanted by WWE, I would have abandoned ship and said, fuck this. But where am I every Monday night? Where am I every Monday night? On my couch with a cold beverage, 8 p.m., USA Network, and I stay awake and I do a review every fucking Monday. And if it's bad, which most nights it is, I'll give it to you Tuesday. There hasn't been one fucking Monday I missed, or one Raw review that I missed. So, how much do I hate doing what I'm doing? The ones that say that to me need to look themselves in the fucking mirror. Again, I reiterate before we hit the intro. If you go out of your way to watch 90 fucking minutes of WWE Raw on Hulu and you are okay with missing a night or two and catching up on it on Wednesday or Thursday or all this other bullshit, how the fuck do you feel about the current product? Where am I? I actually legitimately care. So for everybody that wants to say I don't care, find something else that you enjoy, you suck, get cancer, blah, 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 that's for those people. Monday Night Raw is insufferable and the ratings show it. I don't want to hear any other fucking excuses. And I'm fucking thrilled that the ratings are where they are. Because it is legitimately the only way. And don't tell me that Vince doesn't care about the ratings. He does. This is legitimately the only way that we could get across how we're feeling about current WWE television. If no one is there to watch, then that is the biggest fucking sign that we could possibly show them. And I pray, I sit here and I wholeheartedly hope that the ratings that you're seeing for the 10th hour, for the 10 o'clock hour, for the third hour, 2.08, I hope that dips below a fucking 2. I hope we start seeing 1.9s, 1.8, 1.7s across the board. It is legitimately the only way they will hear our fucking frustrations. They don't listen to us. If the ratings are the only way, and the declining ratings are happening every single week, this is the only way for them to listen to us. So next time you want to defend the company, yet the show is terrible, and you see the ratings like this, give yourself a pat on the back. Do a little golf clap. Lay down at night when you're watching WWE television and pray. I hope they get worse. It is the only way for us to get good television. That is it. This is Off the Script. This is episode 242, part number 1. We're going to go into the Super House Show Showdown preview and predictions. Try saying that fucking 3 times fast. Super Showdown preview and predictions. I got some news to go along with some of the people that are going to be on the card. We'll kind of weave in news and rumors in the preview and predictions all in one shot. This is Off the Script 242, part number 1 for your Friday. And I will see you guys right after the introduction. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth. And I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not. WWE's great, eh?
fuck you in Japan and Kenny Omega, Okada. Johnny! What is it, man? Can I suck your dick? What is it, man?
Well, this is the #1 fucking podcast right here on YouTube.com. This is off the script. If you guys are going to be in Queens, New York tonight, man, House of Glory presents Extreme Warfare, live from the NYC Arena. Sami Callihan versus Bully Ray, ACH, and Rich Swann. Coming to House of Glory. They're teaming up against LAX, and they're going to be fighting for the House of Glory Tag Team Championships, man. What a fucking match that is going to be. Anthony Gangone will be defending the House of Glory World title against PCO. And then in the main event, it was just announced earlier on Wednesday afternoon. In the main event, it will be Sonya Strong defending the House of Glory Women's Championship against one of her greatest rivals in Kimberly. She was in last year's Mae Young Classic. That has been announced as the legit final match, the main event of Extreme Warfare. So you do not want to miss this. If you're going to be in Queens and you need some wrestling action this weekend, HOGWrestling.net. There are tickets still available in limited quantities. The first and second row are completely sold out. Come on down, man. It's going to be a good time. House of Glory Extreme Warfare. Friday night. And it's going to be a damn good show. So, I want to try and do the Super Showdown preview and predictions in the best possible way. I don't want to spend too much time on this because genuinely, you know, with these pay-per-views, man, a lot of people are going into these shows caring less and less. And I don't really know how everybody's feeling about this Super Showdown. I don't think anybody really gives a shit. I really don't think anybody cares at all. I think all we're going to be concerned with, really, we just want to relax and have a good time. And I know Conor McGregor's fighting on Saturday night. Nobody gives a fuck about WWE. Nobody gives a fuck about Super Showdown. Who gives a shit? So what I'm going to do what I did with SummerSlam and Hell in a Cell. I'm going to weave in some news and rumors about, you know, whoever's on the card. And we'll kind of bang out, you know, two things at one time here. Or what's the saying? Kill two birds with one stone, right? There you go. That's what we'll do. So I'll go over some news and rumors. We'll talk about Super Showdown. We'll try and make it a good hour. I'd say I don't want to go over an hour. I really don't. I don't want to go over 45 minutes, but knowing me, I'll just fucking blah, 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 blab my fucking head off, you know? But Super Showdown, Saturday night, what we're going to do as far as scheduling goes, you guys are getting this on Friday. This is part one. I am not doing it off the script tomorrow. If I'm getting up at 5 a.m., that is all you need to know. I'm getting up at 5 a.m., I'm doing a review, I'm going back to bed, and then I'm going to watch Conor McGregor on Saturday night. I will do a part two on Sunday. I will record on Sunday for you guys. And then maybe, if there's news permitting, I will do a part three on Monday. So off the script is going to be scheduled at its normal time on Friday, and then it's just not going to be on YouTube on Saturday. So we'll just pick it up right on Sunday. You're getting the Super Showdown review, and that is it. I don't want to hear any ifs, ands, or buts, okay? So there you go. That's the scheduling. Don't ever tell me, oh, JD, where's off the script? Listen to part one. Everything you need to know is right here. Follow me on Twitter, man, at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications, as if it really fucking matters. It's not even working. All I hear every day, every week, it's not working. Click it anyway. Make me feel good. If you guys enjoy what you hear right now on Off the Script, or if you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up, man. We strive for 2,000 likes here on Off the Script. That's the goal. I know you guys have been kicking ass, man. Monday Night Raw, Smackdown Live, 2,000 easy. It's like nothing. 2,000 likes. I would greatly appreciate it, man. It does help out the video. I do see a difference. Leave a comment down below. And please don't just type in the comment section. Oh, comment. Interact. Give me a reason to go out of my way and reply to something. Please, be thoughtful. I would greatly appreciate it. 2,000 likes is the goal here, man. Thank you guys so very much. If you missed part of the uploads this weekend, or this past week, rather, Monday Night Raw, Smackdown Live, NXT, Mae Young Classic, all on the channel right now. Go check that stuff out. It would greatly do good for the channel, obviously, and it would make me feel good, and then you guys get to get filled in on what I'm thinking about the current week's WWE programming. So Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Mae Young Classic, all live on the channel right now. Go and check that stuff out. WWE 2K, I know, is out early, 4 days early, 5 days early, whatever it is. You guys, if you pre-order the game, you could play the game early. 2K did say that they were going to send me a copy of the game. I don't know if I have received it yet, because I'm clearly not home. But I want to thank, right out of the gate, WWE 2K for even wanting to send me anything, period. And I am going to try and do my best as far as content goes. I want to have a good time with the game this year, man. I really do. I want to give you a full Mr. 9 to 5 experience. I want to do the career mode. I want to do a universe mode for you guys, as long as that doesn't blow out my voice. I want to do things for you guys like everybody else is doing in the community. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to, hype the game up, or I'm not going to be one of those guys that dissects every fucking thing of the game, because realistically, what I've seen already is just like last year. There's absolutely zero difference, minimal change to the game. But I want to give you guys content. And as long as you guys enjoy it, I will continue bringing you guys content. So I want to thank 2K for even contemplating sending me a copy of the game to share with everybody else, man. So thank you to those guys. I also want to thank everybody that bought t-shirts this week, man, for Off the Script. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. 17 different designs with a new one coming very, very soon, man. It's the 100,000 subscriber t-shirt, and my God, it's the greatest t-shirt in the history of podcasting. I'm letting you know right now, man. I'm letting you know right now. If you guys ever listened or enjoyed Iron Maiden, and you always were like, damn, that's some pretty damn good fucking artwork, man. Or if you enjoyed the Master of Puppets Metallica album cover. It's a mixture of two of those entities combined into one. And it really depicts what we do here. And I love it. And I can't wait to show you guys. I can't wait to unveil it. That will be available on Barbershop Window along with everything else, man. 17 designs, a lot of which you could see right there. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Use code BSHOP20 for 20% off your entire order, man. So thank you guys so very much for that. Harry's. Good old Harry, man. Harry's is a good guy. And he's such a good guy that he's going to give you a free trial shave set on him. All you got to do is use our unique link, harrys.com/script. And this is what Harry is going to give to you, bro. He's going to give you a razor handle. Now, I don't know what color he's going to give you. It comes in 3 different colors. It comes in a greenish color. It comes in a baby blue. And it comes in the one photograph there, orange. Now, I have the blue and the green. I do not have the orange. But the orange is my favorite color. So if you're lucky enough to get the orange, then Harry's really does like you. Because I think that's the best looking one. You're going to get a razor blade, a razor handle, foaming shave gel. Just like you see there. Soothes and hydrates. And you're going to get a protective case as well for your traveling needs. That is all for free, man. Free. All you have to do is pay the shipping and handling, and you guys are good to go, man. And when I tell you it's going to be the best shave of your life, whatever you're using right now, in the garbage, Harry's is going to replace whatever you are using right now. I've been using it for 6 months, and it's the best shave I've ever had. And I never put my name to anything that I don't use or believe in, and I never give you guys a plug on a product that I know you will not like. Harry's is the real deal, man. Harrys.com/script. Go get your free trial shave set today. And if you've already signed up, believe me, man, Christmas is coming up. This makes a beautiful stocking stuffer. And I don't believe I'm actually mentioning Christmas, because if there's one person that is the fucking Grinch or Scrooge, it is me. That's all I need to say about that. Audible is giving you guys also a free trial shave. No, they're not giving you a free trial shave set, but they're giving you a free trial of their service. That'd be something if they're giving you a free trial shave set and a free trial of their service, man. Nobody beats Audible. Unless they're getting into the shaving business, which I know they're not. Audible is giving you 30 days free of their service, man. That's 1 month and 1 free audiobook on the house. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript. We had a pretty decent month, man. We had a pretty decent month. Continue to use that link, man. I can't begin to tell you how it helps out the show. For literally doing nothing, and you're getting something for free on top of that. audibletrial.com/offthescript. If you're a new listener and you want to support, man, this is one of the best ways to do it. And if you guys don't like the service, if you say, you know what, Audible's not for me, you can cancel within that 30-day grace period, and you still get to keep your audiobook for free. So if you guys are new, sign up. If you guys are OGs listening to the show, and you want to give a friend or anybody that you know, man, classmate, a coworker, an audiobook. Listen, JD, Off the Script, are giving you 30 days free. Sign up, man. It's nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it, and you're getting a free audiobook for 30-day service, man. That's great, great, great deal right there. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Thank you guys for all of that, man. Let's hit the Super House Show Showdown card, and we'll go over some news and rumors as well, man. Start at the bottom here. Becky Lynch defending the Smackdown Live Women's Championship versus Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch has had a great transformation, man. A transformation that has done her so well. The Becky Lynch that we're seeing now is the best Becky Lynch I think we've ever seen on the main roster, man. You know, she does have some stone cold tones to her. Her attitude is very stone cold, and I don't give a shit. This is my time. I've worked my time for this. You're not going to take it away from me. You know, I found it really funny how everybody after that 1 week was, oh, Charlotte's a heel. I never strayed from my opinion. Now everybody's switching their tune. The people who stated that, oh, she's a heel, are now saying, oh, look at Becky, the babyface. I don't understand that. To me, Becky was never a heel. She was never a heel. Even though she did shit on the fans, just, you know, it was one of them soft rubs. She shit on the fans, which was ridiculous. I don't know who put that in the fucking promo that she cut. Oh, the fans were never with me. You know? You abandoned me. You were never truly behind me. What? How could you actually have this woman go out there and utter those words? Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. And WWE knew that they fucked up because they actually cut that line from whatever social media video they put on their websites, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and they left that out. Conveniently, they left that part out. Because they knew they fucked up. Now, we all know that Becky Lynch is 100% babyface at this point. There's no in-between here. And the WWE has been trying to get you to boo Becky Lynch. That was one instance. The handshake at the end of Hell in a Cell was the other instance. The commentators saying that Becky and her heinous acts of defiance and all this other bullshit. You're not going to lump the word heinous and Becky Lynch in the same sentence. It's not going to fly with me. So everything that WWE has done here, they pretty much have done, and it's fallen on deaf ears. The fans are not listening. And the fans are clearly behind Becky. There's no in-between anymore. And this is great. Becky was never going to be on the receiving end of boos or negative reaction because the story didn't really call for it. The fans are not stupid. The fans are going to see, well, Becky's been fucked over. Becky hasn't been a women's champion in a very long time. Charlotte kind of was given an opportunity at SummerSlam that she really didn't deserve because she was gone. She was out for a month and a half. She comes back, wins the championship. What about Becky? What about Becky Lynch? Enough of fucking over Becky Lynch, please. So WWE, even though they wanted you to boo Becky Lynch and cheer Charlotte, just by the way the storyline went, the fans stuck up for Becky. The fans were smart enough to realize what was going on, and the fans made Becky Lynch who she is right now. WWE tried to give you a heel Becky Lynch. It backfired, and now we got the best Becky Lynch. So WWE, again, I say this, once again, they lucked into a mistake or a good thing after a complete mistake. This was headed for disaster, and it ended up working out for WWE. It wasn't done that way intentionally. Don't get it mixed up. They didn't intentionally write it this way. The way that they wrote it failed, but the fans stuck up for Becky Lynch. Simple as that. There's no in-between anymore. There's no reason for us to boo Becky. There's all the reason in the world to boo Charlotte. She is constantly given opportunity. Charlotte hasn't really stood up for herself. She's all crying and this and that. She really isn't a strong female. Everyone's going to get behind the strong female, the one who's defiant, the one who deserves what she deserves, the women's championship, a spot at the top. The fans were with her the entire journey. There's no reason for us to abandon her now. Meanwhile, Charlotte is a perfect heel in this role. And WWE is going to be forced to book Charlotte in a way where she's a heel. I want to see Charlotte doing more heel-like acts. She's a better heel than she is a babyface. And I mentioned this about Carmella. Carmella was on Smackdown Live with Raw Truth. Carmella actually is much better presented as a babyface than she is as a heel. And I think the same could be said for Charlotte. Charlotte would be presented much better as a heel than as a babyface. You're booking them to their weaknesses. If that is the way you need to do it, then you'd be booking them to their strengths. So, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, once again, singles match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. The right women are at the top here. Charlotte and Becky have really kind of resurged the SmackDown Live Women's division. Becky is in the right role as a babyface. Charlotte is in the right role as a heel. I don't think that this is going to end Becky's reign yet. Now, there are rumblings. There are predictions out there that Charlotte may win the match at either Evolution or at Starrcade. Now, we don't really know for sure. Starrcade would be, I don't know what anniversary it would be. Maybe 30 years since Ric Flair won a world title at Starrcade or some shit like that. I don't know the proper statistic of it. The day Starrcade falls, and we don't know whether it's a WWE Network exclusive yet. The date that Starrcade falls would fall in line to what Ric Flair did 30 years ago to that day or some shit like that. So, WWE, it would not be out of the realm of possibility for Charlotte to win the championship at Starrcade just like her father because, they've been booking Charlotte just like her father anyway. They've been booking her as a mirror image of her father. How many reigns does she have? 8? 8. 7, 8? Something along those lines. She will be a 16-time women's champion by the end of this thing. And that's just WWE pushing their political agenda with a flair. Charlotte. Everybody loves Charlotte. Becky's not losing this match. And if Becky wins here, it's going to be some sort of fuck finish. It's going to be a foot under the rope or a foot on the rope and the referee don't see. It's going to be something along those lines. There's going to be a screwy finish here because I don't think this is over by a long shot. I think these two women go on to Evolution, and I think they have another match. That's just my take on it. Becky's going to retain in some screwy finish at Super House Showdown. Boy, oh boy, man. If WWE righted the ship with Asuka like they did with Becky, I think SmackDown's women's division would even be better than it is now. Asuka is at a point right now where I don't believe we're talking about Asuka in negative tones, man. WWE has made me not care about Asuka at all. That is fucking crazy. She is literally teaming with Naomi, who has nothing to do outside of teaming with her husband for Mixed Match Challenge. And both Naomi and Asuka are in a meaningless feud with the Iconics at Super House Showdown. And the only reason why the Iconics are on their show is because they are from Australia. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, WWE, more times than not, when someone goes into their hometown And there's 2 matches here representing Australia. This one and then the Cruiserweight Championship with Buddy Murphy. You know, I want to say Asuka and Naomi win here, but Asuka and Naomi have gotten the best over the Iconics every single week. I'm going with the Iconics here. This feud is meaningless. It means nothing. The winner of this gets nothing. The winner of this will probably stay right where they are. Nowhere. I'm going with Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, but I'm going with Naomi eating the pin. If WWE pins Asuka here, which, again, is not out of the realm of possibility, you know, they have to start looking at Asuka and thinking, we need to rebuild her. So I'm going with Peyton Royce and Billie Kay to win this match, and Naomi eats the pinfall. Because realistically, they are in their hometown, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and Asuka and Naomi have gotten the best of both of these women on every single SmackDown leading to to Saturday night. So I'm going with the Iconics here, and Naomi is going to eat the pinfall. Cedric Alexander and Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, these two have already went one-on-one on 205 Live in probably what was one of the best matches on all of WWE television in 2018. If these guys have the same amount of time to build on what they did just a couple of months ago on 205 Live here, then we could be potentially looking at a match that steals the entire show. And I am huge on Cedric Alexander. I've always been, coming out of the Cruiserweight Classic, which I hope that WWE is going to give us one of these years, another Cruiserweight Classic. Like a follow-up to the Cruiserweight Classic. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Cedric Alexander has been a favorite of mine coming out of the Cruiserweight Classic, man, and when Triple H took over, you knew he was going to be positioned as the guy. Because he was positioned as the guy coming out of that tournament, you know? Buddy Murphy, you look at Buddy Murphy during his days with NXT, and you look at what he did there with Wesley Blake, tag team, that went nowhere. And now Buddy Murphy is on his own, thriving. This guy, both of these guys actually, could run circles around the talent on Monday Night Raw. Both of these guys are good enough to be on Monday Night Raw. I could see Cedric Alexander challenging for an Intercontinental Championship. I could see Buddy Murphy challenging for an Intercontinental Championship. Same thing goes for Mustafa Ali. WWE has talent on 205 Live that I hope, I'm keeping my fingers crossed on the talent, some of the talent on 205 Live, that they're not solely going to be used for 205 Live only. That there is a reason for them getting positioned so prominently, and that there is a door open for them to go somewhere else and be promoted because of their work ethic. You would be doing them a complete disservice. You would be doing the entire roster a complete disservice if you didn't open the door for these guys to do more. You never want to look at the entire landscape of WWE and put someone like a Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander in a fucking bubble with no potential of growth. That's negative on them, and it's negative for the entire roster because it pretty much tells them, we are doomed. We are here forever. There's no reason for us to work any harder because there's no reason for us to go anywhere. The company's not going to believe in us. So, I hope that's not the case here. Because these two are shining beacons of what could potentially be a breakout performance to really open the eyes. With the entire main roster, management team and creative team and Vince being there, these two guys could go out there and potentially open eyes to like, oh shit, this is what's going on Wednesday nights? Where the fuck have I been at? I said it at WrestleMania. I said it every single fucking time that these guys were not given a main spot on the main show. This is a main spot on the show. This is no pre-show match. These guys are on the show with the big boys. If you give them the opportunity to go out there and just wreak havoc, that could be such an eye-opening thing. Not only for Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander, not only for 205 Live, but the entire fucking roster. These guys are going to tear the house down if given the opportunity. I don't want to see 8 minutes. I don't want to see 10 minutes. This is a 5-hour fucking show. These guys should not be anything under 20 minutes. I don't want to see that. I want to see fucking wrestling. And I want to see these guys tearing the fucking house down. And Buddy Murphy's going to be fucking over, being that he's from Australia. Give them the stage and let them have that ball and run with it. Buddy Murphy's going to be your new Cruiserweight champion. Cedric Alexander's been undefeated since winning that title. It's time. It's time we get some new blood at the top. And it's just pretty much, it's not a passing of the torch. It's keeping the division thriving at a high level. Cedric Alexander's not dropping the fucking title to an Enzo Amore or someone less talented than he is for some political fucking reason. He's giving the title up to someone who was on equal level to him. That's going to carry this show and this division the same way that Cedric's done it for the entire year. The title change needs to happen. Buddy Murphy's going to be your new Cruiserweight champion. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. No count out, no DQ for the WWE Championship. Now, I do have news on this. And if I could find it in my notes, or maybe I didn't take the fucking notes. I didn't take... oh, my God. I had notes on this, and bear with me as we do this live. Please. Here we go. Now, on SmackDown Live, WWE had a taped promo for AJ Styles in his home. And he uttered the words, "I'm going to bury Joe alive." So this clearly got people talking. This got people talking. What is he talking about? Are they changing the rules to the match? Are they changing the whole formula of the match? Are we getting a buried alive match at Super House Show Showdown? No, that's not the case. We're getting a standard no DQ, no count out, no rules, no holds barred. Gotta win. There's gotta be a winner. Submission or pinfall. But it got people talking about WWE possibly giving us a buried alive match. The buried alive gimmick coming back to the WWE. Now, we never know what could happen in the WWE. After all, every week it's a new series of just, puzzles. It gets people talking for better or for worse. But it seems like one gimmick match that people have been wanting to see come back could be brought back to WWE, and it could lead to a pretty intense matchup between Styles and Samoa Joe. AJ Styles mentioned the term buried alive on SmackDown Live during his promo, and the Barn Burners Fired Up podcast picked up on this one particular line big time. Now, they noted that the possible direction of this feud is not definite, but they've heard rumblings. Now, if you consider the fact that every single line is written out for a superstar, in most cases, and especially with a taped promo that AJ Styles cut, he was given lines to cut that promo. It makes everything a little bit more interesting. Now, only time will tell what happens between AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, but it's probably a good bet that whatever is between the two won't be finished up at Super House Show Showdown on Saturday night. Now, I know for a fact this is not the end between Styles and Joe, because we got SmackDown Live 1000, we got the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia, so I doubt this is going to be the end between Joe and Styles. But what I do find interesting is the fact that it's already got people talking about a buried alive match. Does it fit either man's gimmick? No, it does not. I don't know how I would, take to a buried alive match in 2018 that doesn't involve a gimmick like The Undertaker. I could certainly see a Bray Wyatt do that, or an Aleister Black, something along those lines, or a Demon Finn Balor. But AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, it's a little far-fetched. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to see it. I would be for sure interested to see how WWE pushes the envelope in 2018 with a buried alive match. It might not go over well with some people, mainly advertisers or network executives or something along those lines. But it's gotten people to a point where they're talking about possibly bringing the match back. And everything is done for a reason. Things are said for a reason. That was not put in the promo for AJ Styles to look directly in the camera and say buried alive. He wants to bury Joe alive. You're not going to come out and say that. Especially if the page came out on Tuesday and wanted to fire Samoa Joe. And WWE execs wanted to fire Samoa Joe for trespassing on AJ's property. But then they allow AJ Styles to go on a promo and pretty much desire acts of murder with Samoa Joe. So it didn't really make sense. I've been loving this entire storyline. So wherever it goes, I think I'll be on board. This is much better than what we've gotten with Nakamura and AJ Styles earlier in the year. I just don't want it to end the same way it did for Nakamura for Samoa Joe. That's all I hope. I will say this. The one thing I'm disappointed about with this entire thing, Joe has had AJ Styles mentally mind-fucked. He's had AJ Styles on strings like a puppet. If they were going to do that, and that was the plan all along, to get Samoa Joe to AJ Styles' home and ring his doorbell and interrogate and, I guess, intimidate Wendy and the Styles children, why didn't we see any follow-up to that? That's the only thing that I was disappointed with. You know, Paige said that police were ushered to the house to take Samoa Joe away. Why didn't we see footage of that? Why didn't we see that footage? Why wasn't that, there? Joe could have still had his phone on and still could have been filming the cops coming to the door and Wendy calling the cops or something along those lines. It would have added so much more to the overall feel of this feud. Instead, Joe wasn't there on the go-home show. Styles was only there in a taped promo. So we're kind of going into this match slightly cold, missing a week. I wish they would have went out of their way to do a little bit more to keep that momentum going. They did not, and they felt the need not to do that. Samoa Joe is the only man on this roster right now that's going to take the title from AJ Styles. It's not going to be Daniel Bryan. It's not going to be The Miz. It's not going to be Randy Orton. It's not going to be Andrade Cien Almas. Samoa Joe is at a point right now where his body of work speaks for himself. I don't want to hear about the video game. I don't want to hear about WWE 2K19. I don't want to hear about the $1 Million Challenge with AJ Styles. I don't care. They've gotten it to this point right now where Styles is the WWE champion by the time the game comes out. You are not going to deny Samoa Joe a WWE Championship reign because of a fucking video game cover. Samoa Joe is the only man that's going to beat AJ Styles, and it needs to happen in Australia. Joe lobbied for this match. Joe knows he was screwed over because AJ Styles tapped out with a different camera angle at Hell in a Cell. If Joe lobbied for this match and asked for this match and then doesn't get the job done, how does that make Joe look? It makes him look like a pushover. It makes him look like he is someone that asks for something and then doesn't get the job done. And this is not the end of this feud anyway. If Joe loses, or if WWE could have Joe lose again in some bizarre finish, which I don't really want. I want a clear, decisive winner here. There's only so many times you could play that card. Bizarre ending, fuck ending, fuck finish. We've seen it already. We've seen it at SummerSlam. We've seen it at Hell in a Cell. Enough is enough. There's no reason for a third time. Joe wins the title. Joe gets a title reign. AJ gets a rematch. And that is it. You do it at SmackDown 1000. You do it at Crown Jewel. Whatever the case may be. Samoa Joe, and I may be alone on this Samoa Joe ship. This is my prediction. And I'm screaming it to the fucking world. Samoa Joe is going to be the WWE champion at the end of this show. And if he is not, I don't know what to say. Where do you go with Joe from here? It's come to a point where Styles is the WWE champion, and we are all collectively feeling, well, it's about time. It's Samoa Joe's time. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I'm going with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is going to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And that's all I got to say about that. Oh my God, man. I wish I could fall asleep for the 20 minutes that I'm sure this match is going to be on TV. Maybe I will. It'll save me eye cancer. The Bella Twins, Botch Mode, and Nikki Bella, who is still with John Cena. Don't let the tabloids fool you, people. Nikki and Brie, the Botch Twins versus, or Ronda Rousey, excuse me. I can't, how could I forget? Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins versus the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riot, and Sarah Logan. Liv Morgan is cleared to compete at Super House Show Showdown. So, all the reports that, oh, well, she's still undergoing concussion testing, she's cleared. She's been cleared to wrestle on Saturday morning, or Saturday night, if you're there. I have zero interest in this match. We've seen this match in 3 different iterations already on Monday Night Raw. I don't know why I would want to see this again on Saturday morning. Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella are apparently rumored to be headlining Evolution. God spare us all. Please spare our souls. Oh, Savior. Oh, Savior. Please. I've been good this year, bro. The fuck are you doing? I don't understand why anybody would want to bestow this upon us. What the fuck did we do? I don't know. I'm legitimately scratching my head. What the fuck did we do? Ronda Rousey, Nikki Bella, rumored to be a headlining Evolution. Okay, you want to make a fucking embarrassment out of your first ever women's pay-per-view? There you go. There you go. Ruby Riot is, to me, a gem in the women's division. And Ronda Rousey holding the women's championship. You know, I said this on Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to reiterate it here again briefly. You know, a lot of people don't want to compare her to Brock Lesnar and say, oh, Ronda Rousey's the female Brock Lesnar. Yes, she is. Because she's doing the same thing that Lesnar did with the Universal title with the women's championship. She's holding it hostage. Women like Ruby Riot will never be a women's champion on Monday Night Raw as long as Ronda Rousey is the women's champion, because Ronda Rousey's not going to lose. Ronda Rousey is there simply to push this agenda. They're pushing the biggest name in female sports against the biggest reality TV stars that WWE has created in the Bella Twins, and that's what they're doing. So for women like Ruby Riot, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, Ember Moon, and all the other women that are going to follow suit, you will not see any championship gold. There's really nothing for you to fight over or for, because Ronda Rousey is the women's champion, and she's pretty much handcuffed the entire division. Now, everybody is going with the Riot Squad here because of something the Bella Twins will do to cost them the match, and it's going to lead to Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey getting into a back and forth. I don't care. I really don't care. If it happens, my eyes are going to roll in the back of my head like The Undertaker used to do. I'm going with the Riot Squad. I'm going with the Riot Squad, and while I'm watching this match, for however long it happens, I will be praying to God himself that we do not get the rumored Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella match at WWE Evolution. I don't care. If you are intrigued by what is going on here, you may be a fucking complete brain-dead clown. Trash. The women's division on Raw is garbage. I don't need to explain it to you any further. Simple as that. The Shield, or what I call Roman and his puppets, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. Let me look over my notes because I know I have some news information and news articles here on this particular feud. And yes, I do. I have 2 particular stories here, man. I have 2 particular stories. Actually, 3 particular stories. Let's go over this, man. Now, the biggest thing going into this is Dean Ambrose. Is he turning heel? And I have a reason as to why WWE is teasing the Dean Ambrose heel turn so heavily on Monday Night Raw. Now, Dean Ambrose right now is in a very interesting place. It appears as though the Dogs of War, or the Pack, whatever the fuck they're going by, might have gotten under the skin by bringing attention to the fact that he is the only member of Roman's puppet gang that is without a title. Like they forgot all these months he was a member of the Shield, holding a title when he was the U.S. champion during the Hounds of Justice first run. It's been noted in the Wrestling Observer and elsewhere that the original plan for Ambrose was to turn heel around or at WrestleMania 34. But he was injured and taken out of action. Therefore, he came back as a babyface because that's the way he went out of action, as a babyface. But it looks like a heel turn is being teased for Ambrose this time, and it seems serious. However, WWE might be implementing a bit of a slower build this time around, as far as character goes, as Mike Johnson noted in the PW Insider Elite audio update this week. And I quote, "I understand why they're going to continue to tease it. They want to build to either Australia or Survivor Series, or where they're building for this. But I feel like they're playing catch-up instead of definitely laying out the story for everyone else to follow, and that's not a good sign, in my opinion." End quote. Therefore, it looks like Dean Ambrose's heel turn will eventually turn into something because this was the initial plan. After all, if it all went according to plan, Ambrose might be one of the biggest bad guys, or heels, on Monday Night Raw. You know, I talked about this on Monday night. WWE gave you a lot of foreshadowing. They gave you a lot of innuendos. They gave you a lot of truth. And normally when WWE does that, they're not going to, go through with what they have laid out on the table already. It'll end up Roman Reigns turning heel, which would be the best for all of us. Or Seth Rollins turning heel, which WWE is probably stupid enough to do. But Ambrose is the right guy to turn heel because it plays into the storyline. They could play up the fact that Seth Rollins got Dean Ambrose hurt. Seth Rollins was careless. Seth Rollins knew Ambrose was hurt. He didn't pay him any attention in the hospital. He didn't visit him. He didn't call him. He didn't check up on him. All he did was replace him with Jason Jordan. They went on to win the Raw Tag Team titles. Seth Rollins went on to win the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins' career was flourishing better than it ever has without Ambrose. It all fits into the story. But WWE has done so much foreshadowing here that they've ruined the entire fucking thing. Normally, when something like this happens, the element of surprise is the best course of action. I don't want to know Dean Ambrose is turning heel. I want it to just fucking happen. It's a greater impact when nobody sees it coming. That's why Seth Rollins' heel turn was so fucking great. Nobody seen it coming. Nobody watching me right now knew that Seth Rollins was going to turn into a heel and betray Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Nobody. And I wish they went that way with Dean Ambrose. So now that they're teasing it, the impact of it, if it does happen, when it happens, is not going to be the same as if we didn't know it was coming. That's why I'm pretty fucking pissed off at WWE for doing all this foreshadowing and these innuendos and dropping truth bombs all on Ambrose. We know this. I'm glad you're actually paying attention and using what happened in the past for the current storyline, but the fact that you are just foreshadowing it every fucking segment, let it happen. Now that we know it's coming, but we don't know when, but now that we know it's coming, the impact of it is not going to mean jack shit. That's why I'm upset about it, and that's why, I ranted on it when I talked about Monday Night Raw. Now, there's another thing that I didn't understand, and that other thing was why Baron Corbin didn't have the Shield defend their titles on Monday Night Raw. It was a huge logic gap. Like, Baron Corbin is a heel GM, and he is taking away from the guys who he is backing up here in the Dogs of War. He's taking a title shot away from Dolph Ziggler and allowing Roman to not defend his title. Yeah, you're gonna defend the title when I want, instead of making it a fucking title match that Roman wanted and potentially having him lose the title to Dolph Ziggler. Didn't make any sense. Logic gaps all over the place. He actually did a favor for Roman Reigns instead of doing a favor for Dolph Ziggler, which nobody understood. I got the answer to it, I think. Now, in that entire thought process, Raw GM Baron Corbin also announced that neither Roman or Seth would be allowed to defend their titles again until they are in Saudi Arabia. Other than the fact that WWE wants to ensure Crown Jewel and that event has certain matches Dave Meltzer briefly explained the storyline logic why neither Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins are allowed to defend their respective titles until November during Wrestling Observer Radio. And he says, and I quote, this is all he says, because these guys really want to be fighting champions, and he ain't letting them be fighting champions. So what Dave Meltzer is trying to say without actually saying it is that WWE is trying to develop sympathy for the Shield as guys who want to be fighting champions, but the heel GM is not allowing them to be fighting champions. They use it as a tactic to try and garner positive reaction for Roman Reigns. Wow, WWE. Man, when I say they do everything for Roman, man, I don't fucking bullshit you. Holy shit. The Shield are still representing an old school mindset of being fighting champions, so holding on to their titles like they're some type of part-time champ is going to be hard for them. Therefore, this is a strange yet suitable punishment and seemed to fit the storyline for at least right now. God, that's fucking pathetic. That is absolutely fucking pathetic. Moving on here, man. Braun Strowman, who will be teaming with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler against Roman and his fucking puppet parade. Braun Strowman possibly is working hurt. Now, Bryan Alvarez mentioned something about feeling kind of off about the Ambrose-Strowman match on Monday Night Raw and how the two worked very light and it seemed very strange. Bryan Alvarez was in Seattle at Raw. He was live there. He noted during Wrestling Observer Radio how the match was very bad live. It was just very bad altogether, not just live. It was bad for me, too. And Strowman appeared to be limping. Braun Strowman, he says, and I quote, when he first came out, he's moving like something is hurt, like maybe his knee or something. He kind of half-ass limps down the ramp. He's moving slow. Dean Ambrose gets in there and is this lazy, doing nothing as slow as humanly possible. Dean Ambrose. They're just half-assed the entire match. The whole thing felt like it was during a commercial break. End quote. WWE superstars go through all sorts of injuries. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Braun Strowman is hurt. You know? So bumps and bruises do come along the way. Legit injuries do happen. It might be possible that Braun Strowman is dealing with something like a nagging injury again. Then again, in a six-man tag team match, a guy like Strowman could certainly be protected as well. Braun still hit his power slam, but the match was eventually prematurely ended by Roman Reigns. Still, only time will tell how long Strowman might be working hurt because back when his elbow needed a procedure, he was going for a little while, working injured, before he took time away to get that repaired. I didn't really notice that, so good on Alvarez for noticing that. I guess I'll pay a little bit more attention to it at Super Showdown. We'll see what happens, but Braun Strowman possibly could be working hurt here at Super House Show Showdown. Who am I going with here? Listen, you know, this is very simple, man. This entire feud on Monday Night Raw is completely fucking garbage. There is no fucking importance to anything that these guys are doing. We're getting good matches, but it ultimately means nothing. I don't even know why the fuck they're fighting. I don't understand. WWE's in the same boat this year with the Shield that they were last year. They brought them back for the same reason, to feud with fucking The Bar and The Miz and Kane. These guys are not a legitimate threat to Monday Night Raw. Neither were those guys, and neither are the Dogs of War. I'm sorry. To bring the Shield back in this instance is desperation. They are legitimately, Rollins and Ambrose are being used to shield Roman and try and get him over. It's not working. It is not working. And the WWE is doing the same thing this year. An unimportant, irrelevant feud for a Shield reunion for the sake of selling merchandise and pushing the Roman agenda. That's all it is. The top of Monday Night Raw is being handcuffed by these six men. And I love me some Drew McIntyre, believe me. But this is a complete waste of everybody's time. You got the Universal title, the IC title, and the Tag Team titles tied up in this feud. It's taking away from every other aspect of this show. And then you got Strowman and Reigns going into Crown Jewel. Strowman already has zero momentum for himself. You turned him heel after an organic run as a babyface. You had him win the Money in the Bank. You had him cash in the Money in the Bank. As a babyface, you turned him heel, which made him look like a fucking idiot. You had him cash in the Money in the Bank, lose the contract in a no decision inside a Hell in a Cell, not have him win the Universal Championship, and then you're putting him in a match that he's not going to win. In a triple threat match against Lesnar and Reigns for the Universal Championship. So where does Braun Strowman go from here? This match will mean nothing to Braun Strowman, but my God, does he need a fucking win under his belt over Roman Reigns. Braun Strowman wins. Braun Strowman pins Roman Reigns heading into Crown Jewel, and that gives him a slight momentum boost for a match that he is inevitably going to lose on November 2nd. Simple as that. I don't know where they go from here with the entirety of this feud. It means nothing. Why are they feuding? What are they feuding over? Are they feuding over Roman's yard? What are they feuding over? Did Dolph Ziggler cut the grass the wrong way? Did Braun Strowman go into Roman's house and, raid his refrigerator unwelcomed? What happened here? Did Drew McIntyre fold the towels in Roman's bathroom the wrong way? Did he plant roses instead of azaleas? What's going on here? What are they feuding over? I don't know. And I doubt you know as well. It's a waste of everybody's time. I'm going with Strowman to pin Roman. Simple as that. And we're going to get the continuation of why Dean Ambrose is growing frustrated with Rollins and Reigns. Do we see the heel turn here? No. We see the heel turn happen down the line, probably at Survivor Series. I'm hoping. So we'll see what happens. I'm going with the Dogs of War here to beat the members of, quote-unquote, The Shield at Super House Show Showdown. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. This is a tough one to call here, man. It really is a tough one to call. I want to say The Miz because The Miz, I could definitely see in line for a WWE Championship opportunity. I really could. But I want to say Daniel Bryan because if Daniel Bryan wins and Daniel Bryan gets a WWE Championship match, WWE can continue this storyline by having The Miz fuck over Bryan in his championship match, and The Miz could eventually go on to win the WWE Championship and then have the championship, and Daniel Bryan not get his rematch until he wins the Royal Rumble and then gets his rematch at WrestleMania. That's what I'm looking for. I think that makes more sense than anything. Whereas if The Miz wins, is he going to battle Samoa Joe? When is he getting his title shot? WWE didn't even make that clear. And Joe and Styles are still going to be feuding for the WWE Championship, so we don't know when The Miz is going to get his WWE Championship match. On the other hand, another situation that people are raising or bringing attention to, Randy Orton's next victim could eventually be Daniel Bryan. It makes sense, and I mentioned this on Smackdown Live. If Randy Orton's next victim is Daniel Bryan, and he ruins Daniel Bryan because he's not on the card. Randy Orton doesn't have a match here. He could interject himself in this match and pinpoint his next victim as Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan loses because of Randy Orton, that is a way to get Randy Orton into a feud with Daniel Bryan. The Miz is the number one contender. And Randy Orton could feud with Daniel Bryan, get The Miz and Daniel Bryan away from one another for the time being. Daniel Bryan is inevitably going to lose to Randy Orton, and a Daniel Bryan loss is not going to stop his momentum. Daniel Bryan's pretty much bulletproof at this point. He's bulletproof. And the reason why I say Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton is probably a better idea right now because my logic was, well, Rey Mysterio is coming back at SmackDown 1000. And with Randy Orton and what he said, he wants to kill our heroes. He wants to expose our heroes. Rey Mysterio is a hero. That would be a perfect in right there for a Randy Orton feud. But you're not going to have Rey Mysterio lose to Randy Orton right out of the gate. Randy Orton needs to keep winning. So if Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan happens, that's a great opportunity to keep Daniel Bryan, away from The Miz, but also keep the momentum for Randy Orton. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. In this instance, I could see either one of these guys winning. And I could see sense of either one of these men winning happening. But right now, I'm going with The Miz. I am going with The Miz to beat Daniel Bryan. And I'm going for The Miz to be the number one contender. Where we go from there, we'll see what happens on Tuesday night. That's all I can say. I've booked this every which way. I don't know how WWE is going to go about it, and that's the one thing that intrigues me about this feud is that it's got several different routes it could take. Which way WWE is going to take, I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Elias and Kevin Owens, man. If anything screams house show, holy shit. This match means absolutely fucking nothing, and it's only a way to get John Cena on the card because it's a super showdown. Elias and Kevin Owens have the makings of a beautiful pairing. They really do. And Kevin Owens could really be down to it. If you really want to nail it down, it could be the MVP of Monday Night Raw. The guy literally does everything that he's asked. Comedy, seriousness, something like this, you know? He's got it all. He's a man of many tools, man of many trades. You know, they used to call Andrew Jones, the center fielder for the Atlanta Braves back during the 90s, a five-tool player. Kevin Owens is a five-tool WWE player. He's the Andrew Jones of WWE. I would love Elias and Kevin Owens to win here because I think they need it. But John Cena and Bobby Lashley, WWE's probably going to have the heels go under here. And they're going to send you home happy with the babyfaces winning. And John Cena's match back, come on. I'm going with John Cena and Bobby Lashley, even though Elias and Kevin Owens could desperately use some momentum. And finally, guys, what I believe will be the main event of the entire show. Triple H with Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. And in his corner will be the Big Red Machine, Kane. Now, I do have news on this. I do have news on Shawn Michaels. We talked about this in nauseam. I'm not going to go over this again. I gave you every reason why it's positive and negative about Shawn Michaels coming back to the WWE. If you guys want to go watch that, episode 241, part number 2, last Saturday. But there is a backstage report on Shawn Michaels' intentions for a WWE return. Mike Johnson noted on PW Insider Elite why HBK is coming back. Of course, everybody's going to point to the money. The money has a lot to do with it. But WWE is also giving him a chance to do things on his own terms in a manner of wrestling. I love Shawn Michaels' work, he says. I think the return cheapens the retirement, which is a shame, and I'm sure the match is going to be great. And when it's over, no one's going to care. That's exactly what I said. Not in those words, but that's exactly what I said. Yes, it cheapens the retirement. Yes, I would prefer Shawn Michaels to stay retired. But the inner child in me is never going to complain about seeing Shawn Michaels come back in a wrestling ring and want to fight and wrestle. Simple as that. If it were up to me, I'd like to see him wrestle Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles and really have a classic match. But that's not what Shawn is trying to do here. Shawn is trying to fulfill his obligations. He's not going into this looking to create a next classic. He feels like he's already scratched that itch. He feels like he's sort of done with that time in his life, and he's just going to be the guy who helps out the company that's paying him a lot of money, and that's not what Shawn is trying to do. He's not trying to have a classic. He just wants to help the company that's paying him a lot of money and paying him a lot of money to appear. I don't think Shawn is going to be the talent that they go back to over and over. I think this is going to be a one-time thing, and I think it's because he realizes this is the only time that we can probably do this and get it done right, and that's why he's doing it. End quote. WWE is obviously paying HBK a ton of money. We don't know how much to do whatever they have lined up for him. If it's 5 matches, then it would be great to see. But for now, it's probably on a match-by-match situation. But the important part to remember is that HBK isn't looking to tear the house down like he once did. However, you can never count out HBK if he does decide to do another mini run, if he still gets that spark and has some gas left in the tank. First of all, if you're going to put Shawn Michaels in there with a Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, you know for a fucking fact they're going to produce a classic. I'm sorry. That's not the caliber of athlete that those guys are. They're not going to go in there and be like, hey, let's just do it for the sake of doing it. You're going to put Michaels in there with a Bryan or a Gargano or a Ciampa or an AJ Styles. You're going to get a classic in return. That's just the only way that these guys operate. You know? This is Michaels' last opportunity to wrestle. This is the only opportunity that Daniel Bryan, Gargano, Ciampa, or AJ Styles, or anybody else that you're going to put in the ring with him that will have an opportunity to wrestle Shawn Michaels. They're going to make the best of it. So I don't believe that for one fucking second. Now, he may be talking about the logistics of a feud with a Undertaker. They're not going to go out there and have a fucking match greater than WrestleMania 25. It's humanly impossible at their age. And I'm not going to be looking forward to seeing them produce a classic like that. It's going to be about the story and putting someone else over. In this case, he would come back to put The Undertaker over in retirement. Simple as that. I'm not looking for Shawn Michaels to recreate what he did at WrestleMania 25. He's coming back to retire The Undertaker and do this huge favor for The Undertaker and give back to what Undertaker did to him. But for Shawn Michaels to, or Mike Johnson to say that he's not looking to make a classic, what are you talking about? It will only be a classic with those types of guys. This is the only opportunity to produce a type of match like that. Michaels may not be at the level he was 10 years ago, but that doesn't mean he won't be able to have a 4.5-star classic. Come on, man. This is all leading to Michaels' eventual return. We don't know what happens after this. Now, it's pretty certain that with Undertaker and Kane and Triple H and Shawn Michaels that we're going to get a tag team match at Crown Jewel. It's all but confirmed. It's all but confirmed. Everybody's talking about it. What happens after Crown Jewel could eventually lead to Survivor Series. And WWE may be looking to switch up Survivor Series and not do a Raw vs. SmackDown theme. They may be doing Survivor Series and they may build it up as, you know, a major spectacle with big names like this, like they're using for Crown Jewel and Super Showdown. They might abandon for this year, being that there's no time to build a conflict between Raw and SmackDown. They may just go the let's put all hands on deck route. So we could see Shawn Michaels come back for Crown Jewel. It's all but confirmed in a tag team match. He gets his feet wet. Could see Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at Survivor Series, which has been heavily rumored. And then we could see Shawn Michaels go on another mini run, 4 or 5 different matches that leads to an eventual final match at WrestleMania. I don't know. What I'm going for here is I'm going with Triple H to get the victory over The Undertaker. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going to get some level of revenge on The Undertaker. That's what I think. And then whatever happens in that tag team match, the Brothers of Destruction will go into that match and win that match. This is all leading to a bigger storyline. What that is right now, I don't know. They've legitimately been the best thing on WWE television since they've been building this match. It's like Gargano and Ciampa. You know, we could sit here and talk about it step by step and where they should go and what they need to do and this and that. I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother doing that. I'm going to enjoy the ride, and wherever it takes us, it takes us. All I know for a fact is that, yes, Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement sullies the retirement, and it cheapens the retirement of The Undertaker. Or his retirement, rather, in that retirement match with The Undertaker. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not excited about seeing Shawn Michaels. Yeah, the money is ridiculous, but who's going to turn down that type of money? If they're offering you that type of money, you're going to tell them no? Obviously, the itch was going to come back. All you need to do is work down in NXT. It will be difficult for anybody retired to not get the itch to come back and wrestle, working with a Gargano, a Ciampa, and a Velveteen Dream, and an Adam Cole, and a Ricochet. Come on, bro. Think logically. Yes, there's negatives to him coming out of retirement, but there are just as many positives. Shawn Michaels and Triple H are going to win this match. It's going to lead to the Crown Jewel Tag Team match between the Brothers of Destruction and D-Generation X. And whatever happens from there, happens. But I'm going with Triple H to get some revenge on The Undertaker with Shawn Michaels in his corner. And then we can talk about Crown Jewel moving on to November 2nd. I'm getting out of here, man. That is all I got for you as far as Super Showdown. Thank you all so very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. 2,000 thumbs up is the goal for this particular Off the Script episode. And I will see you tomorrow morning. I will be live tweeting at 5 a.m. for Super Showdown. So join me. Super Showdown review, official review, after the show goes off the air. And we will continue the weekend right here on Off the Script through Super Showdown, man. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. We are on our way to 98,200 for subscribers, man. 98,200, and we are nearing that 100,000 subscriber plateau. I'm getting out of here, man. Thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you all for Super Showdown. And for those in attendance tonight at House of Glory, I'll see you tonight for Extreme Warfare House of Glory at the NYC Arena. I'll talk to you later.